we are the People's Channel.
Bless up once more football from Yard Massive and crew as we move to Guatemala for the CONCACAF Under 17 World Cup qualifying competition. The Reggae Youths, along with 19 other nations, will be vying for one of the 4 qualification spots for this November's Under 17 World Cup to be held in Peru. 16 of the 20 teams will be broken out into 4 groups of 4, with the top 3 from each group advancing to the knockout stage. In the knockout round, they'll be joined by an additional 4 teams that gain their spots through a pre-qualifying tournament among lower-ranked nations in the Confederation. Jamaica's group will be stationed in Guatemala City, where they will kick off their group matches against neighbours Cuba, followed by a match against Guadeloupe, then closing up against many-time World Cup participant Costa Rica. Jamaica's unit is led by head coach Maron Gordon, the former assistant coach of the men's national team and coach of Gabriel Maceo. Veteran coach Vasa Reynolds will be his primary assistant, while Gordon and Reynolds will be supported by director of football Wendell Downswell, the last Jamaican coach to qualify an under-17 team for the World Cup. The coaching staff reportedly looked at a number of players locally and in North America prior to selecting the final 20-man squad for the tournament. The coaching staff seems extremely confident in the goalkeeping department and view both players as being very competent. Tawayne Lynch is a product of the Mount Pleasant Academy and has trained with the first team, where he made an appearance and goal last year in the Jamaican Premier League. Joshua Grant, who initially played his club football in Lauderhill, a Florida neighborhood known for its high concentration of Jamaicans, signed with David Beckham's Inter Miami Academy a few years ago. The defense includes a host of physical defenders along with a number of utility players who are able to operate in multiple positions, including moving to midfield. Team captain Ahir Dixon leads the line. He plays his high school football with York Castle High and is a product of the Mount Pleasant Academy. Dixon is known as a disciplined defender who reads the game well. Dixon is complemented by Alex Xavier Gooden. Gooden is a rugged central defender who is known for his tough tackling and overall physical presence. Adrian Reed Jr., son of the former Reggae Boyz central defender, is listed as a defender and is likely to line up as a left-sided central defender or wingback. As someone who normally plays in the midfield for St. George's College and Cavalier in the Jamaican Premier League, he's quite comfortable in possession. Nashawn Bolt-Barrett, aka Hammer, is a member of Clarendon College's the Costa Cup winning squad. Bolt is a versatile player who is able to play in numerous positions across the defensive line and is known to be very solid on the defensive end. Malachi Molina, who hails from the famed FC Dallas Academy, is a very active player up and down the right flank. The lanky player enjoys pushing forward to support the attack and is able to play in a more advanced role as well. On the opposite flank is Brandon Bent, who joined the Inter Miami Academy 2 years ago and has a reputation for being quite comfortable in possession. According to assistant coach Vasa Reynolds, Bent has a very cultured left foot. Central defender Malik Robinson is a member of coach Maron Gordon's Gabriel Maceo football program, where he was a member of the DaCosta Cup squad and led the under-16 team to the rural area title. Robinson is a physical, no-nonsense defender. The midfielders for the most part are comfortable in possession and have good technical skills. Ronaldo Barrett, a player who started for Cavaliers midfield in the Jamaican Premier League, provides an anchor in central midfield. Barrett, a product of the Mount Pleasant Academy, is strong in possession and also good on the defensive end. Jason White provides another option in front of the midfield. The tall and composed midfielder helped lead Glenmuir High to the Ben Francis Cup this year. He sits just in front of the defense and is good at spreading the football around the park. The Mangatal family, known as table tennis stalwarts in the 1980s, have provided the country with a footballer this time around. Jordan Mangatal, a midfielder from the South Florida Football Academy, is strong at maintaining possession and distributing the football from the center of the park. He's also willing to put in his fair share of defensive work. Dunstan Coyne is an attacking midfield option who is able to play on either flank or in a central role. Coyne plays for Denby High in the DaCosta Cup and is in his second season as a starter for Veer United in the Jamaican Premier League. Creative player Dylan John, a member of the Manning Cup winning Jamaica College unit and a product of the Phoenix Academy, provides an attacking option who can play centrally or on the flank. He was often used by the Manning Cup champions as a game-changing substitute. According to assistant coach Vasa Reynolds, Everell Swaby is Jamaica's best utility player. Swebe represents Gavin Masea, where he plays as a defensive midfielder or central defender. The no-nonsense player combined with teammate Malik Robinson to lead Gavin Masea, aka the Cubans, to the Under-16 title. Like the other positions, the forwards are a versatile bunch. Nicholas Simmons, who hails from Richmond United in Virginia, holds up the football well and is a good passer and shooter. He's playing as a forward but primarily plays it in midfield at the club level. The 6-footer's father, grandfather and sister have all represented Jamaica on the football field. The Bell family has contributed as much as any family to Jamaican football, and the tradition continues with Jamani Bell. Bell is the youngest player on the side but probably the most confident in the squad. The diminutive Phoenix Academy and Woolmer's product is a very skillful player who creates a lot of danger in the final third with his quickness and creativity. Glenmere High and Harbourview forward Arain Watson has a reputation for scoring goals wherever he plays. Watson runs the channels very well and frequently gets himself into good goal-scoring positions. Watson recently got himself on the score sheet in the first leg of a 2-match friendly series against Trinidad and Tobago. Adrian Mahoney from Toronto FC is a versatile player who's built like a tank. He's listed among the attackers but is able to play in midfield or defense if needed. Mahoney is a good shooter with a fair amount of quickness. Ashton Gordon, an Atlanta United winger, is very quick and hard to knock off the football. Gordon enters the tournament with the biggest reputation of the US-based players, hot off the heels of an impressive 2022 where he had dominant showings against US and international academies. The coaching staff will have to be very strategic in their approach as the schedule is a grueling one. Squads are limited to 20 players, including the 2 goalkeepers, and the 3 group matches are played every other day. A few injuries and a couple cards can have a massive impact during the tournament. Another 10 players, including the 4 reserves traveling with the team to Guatemala, may be on a provisional list submitted to CONCACAF, but those players may only join the squad if one of the 20 players is deemed to have a serious injury 24 hours prior to the team's first match. If the Reggae Youths win the group, the team plays Puerto Rico in the round of 16. A second or third place finish, and the team will face someone from the group containing Mexico, Panama, Guatemala, and Curacao. It will not be an easy road, but in a tournament, if you get to the knockout stage, anything can happen. Even though it's dry season, Central American tournaments are often impacted by showers. The Central American teams always appear much more comfortable in those conditions than the other teams. There have been many tournaments where Jamaican teams seem to have the wrong footwear for muddy conditions. Hopefully, that's addressed this time around. While the Reggae Youths haven't received the greatest preparation, they have 2 consecutive victories over Trinidad and Tobago. Winning is a habit, and hopefully the habit continues. With hard work, combined with belief and a little fortune, the team may be able to spring a few surprises. The most important thing will be for the youngsters to relax, play to the best of their ability, and simply enjoy the experience. Respect as always, linkage next time.